My name is Lucy. I'm 31 years old, and for a long time, I truly believed I had a perfect marriage. I used to dream of being a singer, not famous, not rich, just someone whose voice could make people stop and listen. But life had other plans. After college, I took a job as a credit officer at a small bank. It paid the bills, and slowly, my dreams turned into something I only hummed in the shower. That's where I met Nathan. He was warm, charming, and different from anyone I had dated before. He told me he once wanted to be a dancer, but chose a corporate job to please his family. We bonded over the dreams we had both buried. Within a year, we were married, and I left my job to focus on our home, believing love was finally enough. Then I met Ivy. Nathan's family said she had lost the ability to walk and speak after a severe illness as a child. She spent most of her time in a wheelchair, communicating through drawings and small gestures. Everyone treated her like fragile glass. But Ivy wasn't broken. She was observant, gentle, and somehow she always seemed to understand me more than anyone else in that house. My mother-in-law, Linda, made sure I never forgot I was an outsider. Every visit felt like an inspection. The way I folded towels, the way I cooked, the way I spoke. Nathan never defended me. He always said, "That's just how she is." Over time, Nathan changed too. He came home later. He stopped asking about my day. When I tried to talk, he brushed it off. When I stayed silent, he didn't notice. The only place I felt seen anymore was in Ivy's room, sitting beside her, communicating through simple signs and quiet smiles. Then one morning, Nathan told me his family was going to Hawaii without me. They wanted me to stay behind and take care of Ivy. I stood there, forcing a smile while something inside me quietly broke. My own husband was going on a family vacation and didn't even pretend to want me there. Linda looked satisfied. Nathan avoided my eyes. That night, I cried in the bathroom so no one could hear. The next morning, I brought coffee into Ivy's room like I always did. The house was unusually quiet. No Linda, no judgment, just sunlight through the curtains. And then Ivy stood up. Just stood up. I froze, my hands shaking so badly I nearly dropped the cup. She looked at me and said softly, "Lucy, please don't scream." I don't remember sitting down, but suddenly I was on the bed, staring at her like I was losing my mind. "I was never sick," she said. "I was never disabled." Ivy told me everything. She was Nathan's half-sister. After her father died, Linda took control of everything. When Ivy got sick once as a child, Linda told everyone she had permanent damage. When Ivy recovered, she chose to stay silent. Pretending to be helpless was safer than being unwanted. The weaker I looked, she said, the less they paid attention to me. I was shaking. Years of memories suddenly made sense. The knowing looks, the small smiles, the way Ivy always seemed one step ahead. Then she said something that made my heart stop. "We're going to Hawaii, too." Ivy had money her father secretly left her. She had already booked the flights, the hotel, everything. Not for a vacation, but for the truth. Because Nathan wasn't just emotionally distant, he was cheating, and Hawaii was where he thought no one would ever find out. I looked at Ivy, no longer the silent girl in a wheelchair, but a strong woman who had survived years in the shadows. For the first time in months, I didn't feel abandoned. I felt chosen, not by my husband, not by his family, but by myself. And this time, I wasn't staying behind. I was walking straight into the reality they tried so hard to hide.